a day, 12 a.m. and 12 noon, a dead clock.
The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. The responsibility of security, Mr. Speaker, of course, by the constitutional provisions, it is a sole responsibility, more of a sole responsibility to the center. I agree with whoever may say, of course, governors in the sub-nationals are also accountable and they must be held responsible for the security of lives and properties of their people. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that in virtually all of our constituencies, given the opportunity, everyone here can rise to tell you the account of what is happening. Mr. Speaker, it is not religious. Mr. Speaker, it is not even political. This fight and this menace of insecurity in Nigeria is something that does not have any identification of one's party or one's religion or one's tribe whatsoever. It is a calculated attempt to demoralize Nigerian state. And if care is not taken, Mr. Speaker, even for those of us who take politics more seriously, we'll have a very big question to answer at the end, because it is like this unnecessary insecurity going on. This is a high level of conspiracy targeting our political processes. As we are approaching 2027, Mr. Speaker, we will all be expected to have a peaceful conduct of our polls. How do you have that if our communities, local communities, are plunged into crisis, into banditry, into kidnappings in the churches, in the mosque, even down in the oil producing area, which is our economic live wire? Production of oil, crude oil, is being unfortunately undermined by militia groups. So it is like a collective thing that we must put our hands on deck and call whoever is responsible, sir, to order. Order, order, and order. And this house must not take for granted that we are not part of the government. If the government is wanting, this institution of the legislature is a component of the government itself. We have to look inward to ourselves and see what more of oversight functions, like some members have said, are we going to make? Are we going to provide? Mr. Speaker, we can even declare legislative emergency. Close the house, shut it up. Who are you legislating for? What laws are you making when the country is running in blood? The country is running in blood and tears. You cannot go, the farmers cannot go to farm. Our traders cannot go to market. Worshippers cannot go to mosque, cannot go to churches. Then what are you legislating here? Mr. Speaker, if the government is not prepared to actually do the right thing that will protect the lives and property of our people, I urge on you, I urge on this honorable house, as a house of the people of Nigeria, to stand up to pay the supreme cost. And that is no more than to shut this house down and to call emergency on any legislative issue and wait until the right thing is taken by the government of the day. Mr. Speaker, I also want to believe we are equally responsible. We should also go down to our constituencies and lead civil organizations, like the civil vigilante. Let's go and reorganize our vigilante groups. We take commands and take charges of such civil organizations to see how we can salvage and protect our country, Nigeria. What is happening today, Mr. Speaker, is not just to call for mere security or an average performance of security agencies. What we expect of Nigerian government, no more, no less, my Speaker, is to have absolute security. It's for us to have absolute safety. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria must have absolute protection of the lives and property of our own people. This is my take, Mr. Speaker, and I also want to use the opportunity to tell you that my immediate constituency, which is enclave at the southern part of my state, Kano, is also undergoing serious danger, because in the constituency, we have what we call the huge Polgore Game Reserve, lying in between Kaduna State, Plateau State, Bauchi State, through Ningi and Bura, Mr. Speaker, and also contacting some part of Jigawa State to the axis of Turkey. This place used to be a tourist attraction. Many people coming, including tourists from abroad. But because of the dilapidating security situation in my state, Mr. Speaker, today, abduction and kidnappings, not only in the forest, in our homes, has become a daily affair, a daily occurrence. Just like what the pharmacist may prescribe to you in the hospital to ask you to take Panadol once in the day, in the morning, one in the afternoon, and another one in the evening. That is how kidnapping is so prevalent in my federal constituency. This place that used to be an attraction for tourists, it has now become like an extension of the Sambisa forest in Borno State. So we have to definitely do something. Mr. Speaker, I may not have enough time to continue my submissions, but I want to thank you so much for giving our members this opportunity to speak. And I also want to urge members to continue in the spirit we have started. I have not seen anybody here speaking as a southern member of the House of Reps. I have not seen anyone here speaking as a northern member of the House of Reps. I am the leader of the Northern Caucus, Northern Regional Caucus. I am also not speaking as a member representing the northern part of this country. The security challenges that we are facing is a colossal one, it's a collective one that has to do with the Nigerian nation. And we must step up to that expectation and deal with this matter once and for all. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you, and I want to thank honorable members for listening to me. And I also want to further tell you that I have not lost my hope in the renewed hope agenda. I'm still a proud member of the APC.
No, we
Thank
can
you,
see
and
it
God
from your
bless you.
cap.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make.
Thank you, Prof. So that was Doguwa, passionately appealing to his colleagues that something has to be done. But because he was just being performative, he was performing for you. If they were serious, by now, the members of Tinubu's party, the APC, in the National Assembly, they would have, at least by now, be moving for the invitation of Tinubu himself. If he's not going to do his, cut and join recorded speech, he should come to the National Assembly and answer some questions as your commander-in-chief. But that would be like inviting the deity to come and answer to his supposed, subordinate Abinko. So they are just being performative. Who is he addressing? What if you like shut down the National Assembly? What is that going to change? It is this time, like people have been requesting, by the way, that if Nigeria National Assembly is actually serious, all these areas where people are being killed, displaced, where people are being kidnapped, all of them have representatives at their National Assembly in Nigeria. Apart from putting up a show performance like that, there's nothing substantial, no substance in any other thing they are doing, just for the camera. Because if you really want to deal with the problem by now, you should have opened a public inquiry into the killings and kidnappings in Nigeria. And if you have to do, because if they have to do that, like America did, they will need to mention those who are killing people. Yeah, they would have to. identify those who are killing us, kidnapping us, they would have to call them their names. They won't call them bandits. Because when they start speaking to the victims, the survivors, the victims are going to tell the public inquiry that those who attacked them, they were Fulani terrorists or they were Islamic jihadists, Boko Haram. They will tell you, they will give you the exact description of those who have been killing them. And you would have to publicly document that. They don't want to do that. No, they don't want to. Last night, there was a bit of a scare when school children in their school started what they call the display of panic, simply because they heard that some men were passing their area and they were Fulani terrorists. This was in Borno, not even, so they suspected them that they must be probably terrorists who are coming to kidnap school children. Because at the scene of work where this happened, according to their supposed commissioner from the state, they said some men were jumping into the compound of the school and the students, scared, believed that maybe they were terrorists coming to kidnap them. So that created a pandemonium. His own house is not far from there, so he had to quickly jump out and go see what happened. I don't know if I should believe him, but there's no record of anybody being kidnapped in Borno State, not last night, except this, which was considered as a false alarm.
It was at exactly about 7:30 where I received a distress call that there's commotion in this school. So my house is just some minutes away. We drove in and we discovered a number of girls outside. So upon inquiry, they said they saw some male guys, unknown guys, jumping into the school. So naturally, the instinct as a teacher kicked. I said, let us go and show me where the place is. When we went, there was nothing. It is just a rumor that created panic and created pandemonium. So immediately the Nigerian police and the Nigerian security team responded. When they came in, the whole area was checked, cordoned, and there was nothing. It's just a kind of false information that led to pandemonium.
It is our responsibility to ensure the safety of school. We have the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operation, who is currently on ground, ensuring that the security architecture of this school is properly placed. And we have the coordinator for the Safer School, who is also here in ensuring that every personnel are deployed at strategic locations to ensure the safety not only for this school, but for other schools who are around the state entirely.
Because that's the reality of people now. I even saw children running away from their school in Delta State yesterday because they heard the rumor that the Fulanis are coming. This is the reality of so many children now in Nigeria, and as a government, as a country, which includes those who are like the leaders of thought or the elder statesmen, they should be concerned. They should really, really, really be concerned. Here you get. Yeah. Because that's the people's reality now, unfortunately. In Nassarawa, where a crusade was organized, and it was put on social media, when it was time, or let me say, during the crusade, later that evening, they got chased away again by the suspected Fulani terrorists. It's on record.
Yeah. You're my shepherd, oh. You're my shepherd, oh. We are ready. Lead us to the bandit. We go arrest them, oh. Today. Happy bandit, oh. Now evangelist video. We came for a crusade here, live in Africa, in Nassarawa. And live as I'm talking to you, you can see Okra in the village. The confused headsmen invaded someone that was coming back from the farm. Just.
We came in for a crusade in this community today. Look at what it means.
Okra, as you can see. And you can see the youth, everybody that unrest just for the sake of Hitler, right here in Nassarawa. A serious program in this community. Yeah.
The moment they heard that, the Fulani terrorists are coming, everybody started running away. So they dispersed right away. For some, that's unacceptable. Of course, it is unacceptable. But for others, it's like, is that actually really happening? Yeah, you just saw it. It's happening. Yeah, Northern Nigeria is a place we have been told the real Christians are. Because, they say Christianity is about, a lot of things, including tribulation and all of that stuff, right? That test your faith, where people actually challenges you, targeted you because of your faith, and you stand firm and you're ready to die. Is that place where your Christianity or your religion get tested. And you just need to speak to some people who actually and mind you, some said it was really never that bad until things started changing when Bokwari became your president, and this Fulani terrorists kind of had that chance, the privilege of advancing unchecked. They've got the immunity from arrest. So things changed drastically from then on. So if you're from there, you should be able to relate, right? And that is why this lady, the wife of a soldier, again, this was the lady who reminded us of how the country seemed to have forgotten the way the soldiers who are being killed by these terrorists are treated by the government and their families. How do you think their families are also possibly living in a situation like this, where some of them have no idea if they are not going to see their loved ones again, right? Remember that lady? She did another video. This time, it's an extended one. Please watch.
The unfortunate thing is that cowards like you that have never had the guts to speak up for anything will be the first to make assumptions. Do you know what it means for a brigadier, not just a brigadier, a commander? This man had different armory at his disposal. This man had a fleet of soldiers and could still end up like this. My dear, I am speaking up for the soldiers. Because if their leaders can be disgraced, can be finished, can be executed, because this was an execution. This was not just a slap to the Nigerian army, but the entire country. Do you know how many times, since all this insurgency started, how many times they have had their hands on commanders? Do you know how many times? This is the second time in history. And sitting on the ground was showing Nigerians that you people are nothing to us. Was belittling enough at his final moments to prove a point. If they can do that to a commander that have fleets, that have guns, that have the backing of the army, how much more another rank? Yes, other ranks have been dying. If you want to talk about it, how many you want to talk? Because as you are making a video now, or as you are talking about, another person is falling. So how many do you want to talk about? Sometimes we did talk, but they were not famous enough for the video for people to see the video, for people to sympathize with them. So excuse me for feeling helpless that if a brigadier can be disgraced like this, They did it, they were the one that even posted it for Nigerians to see. It was a slap, not to just the military, but the entire country, telling us how powerless we are. So forgive me for feeling helpless that if a military general can be disgraced like this, then what is